Hey Apple, this is how you make headphones. Sennheiser has taken the headphones market by surprise with their newest ANC headphones, the HDB 630. And we get why everyone is going gaga over these.
Now, Sennheiser's HDB 630 are generating a lot of buzz. So today we'll answer 3 questions. Number 1, what can Apple learn from these? Number 2, are these better than the Momentum 4 from Sennheiser? And number 3, are these the best ANC headphones out right now?
All good questions, if I say so myself.
Say it.
But first one, what are the HDB 630s?
So first off, these are about $500 noise cancelling headphones from Sennheiser. And if you look at the build, right, it's very understated design. You're getting them only in one color now.
Okay.
And maybe there'll be more coming later, but right now it's just one. Is 2026 like the year of shiny yokes? Because, these are not as shiny as the Bose, but they do remind me of the whole Bose yoke aesthetic.
It actually reminds me of the Avento 300.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, this German heritage coming through.
Yeah, exactly.
And overall, it's a sleek aesthetic, right? It's like not too flashy. It's not ugly.
No.
It's like very understated. And
When I actually saw them, I thought they were very bulky, but actually they're quite slim, very comfortable. We'll talk about comfort.
And very much in line with the whole Sennheiser family, Accentum,
yes.
Accentum Plus, Momentum.
Yeah.
All of which we've reviewed. Check out the channel for that.
Yeah.
One thing is, in keeping with those headphones as well, they're not foldable.
No, but-
However,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is one underrated feature. I just don't understand why others don't do this, but
I
the
do.
head cup-
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The head cups can swivel both ways.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. You just take them off, you put them on the table, they fold.
Yeah.
You put them on, you turn them around whichever way you like, and they just go. I don't know why others can't do this, but
I think the reason is it can also affect your audio a bit negatively because the drivers need to be angled in a certain way to hit for the audio to hit your ears properly.
Yeah.
And if it's going way too much,
Then tell me this, why do they swivel this way and some swivel the other way?
that I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
That I don't know. But the fact that it's full free movement,
Do you guys know?
yeah, probably something to do with the wiring inside or whatever.
Probably.
Anyway, classic Senny design and the plastic. It's all plastic and of course leather and fake leather and all that, but not creaky at all. It really feels high quality, like in my hand.
Well-polished product, yeah.
Yeah.
And the case here, it's a hard shell case. Yeah, solid. I mean, it looks like guitar pick a little bit. Classic Senny design again. They all look like this.
Yeah.
With that fat bottomed, case design.
Yeah. And a ton of things in the case, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But there's good distribution of space and there's like pockets and there's a gap for the cable and netting and all that. So you're never going to lose your stuff in this.
And it's so rugged and big. I mean, even though the headphones themselves look very sleek, the case is kind of bulky and heavy and doesn't feel as portable. But I guess it's made for a certain kind of buyer.
Yeah, it's thick as compared to normal cases indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. We said it was comfortable. Definitely are because they have nice deep ear cups.
Yeah.
But not only that,
Yeah.
the headband is also very comfortable.
Yeah. And very, very plush, right? The ear cups.
And also sticking to the Sennheiser design, they have that little divot in the headband, which
Yeah, it's
helps
so smart.
with the comfort as well. And the clamping force is good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know the Accentum Plus, that one is clampy McClamp, but
Yeah.
this one is nothing like that.
Yeah, very friendly.
Very friendly. One nitpick though is that the ear cups do get warm after about an hour or 2 of use.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was using them indoors and I already felt a bit of sweat on my ear cups.
Yeah.
We have to see how that pans out in the summer. But speaking of the ear cups, the controls are very, very touch focused. Something we don't necessarily like on this channel. There's just one button, basically.
Which is the same as the Momentum.
Yeah. I was hoping for more buttons on this kind of product.
I know.
think it would have really worked. But it's all touch and swipe. And generally it works well. But there's a couple of problems I have. So one, you cannot customize it. So the single tap is play pause, things like that. And 2, the volume control swipe. At least on my Mac, the granularity was off, like a small swipe and it would move up 4 or 5 notches.
Yeah.
That's crazy bad. It's like for an audiophile product.
And that is something that you're using often.
Yes.
The volume. More than track control, I would say, in my personal opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are a couple of things we don't like.
But something that Sennheiser has gone all in on is connectivity. Like, take a breath, guys. We're going to be busy for a while here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 2 ways actually you can connect them wired and 2 ways to connect them wirelessly. So wirelessly, you've got Bluetooth, obviously, and you've got almost all of the codecs that you can ask for,
Yeah,
right?
except LDAC, everything.
Everything, yeah. So LC3, aptX adaptive. I mean, we'll put it up on screen.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out. And there's multi-point with a device list in the app.
Yeah.
So that's great. But You can switch connections to previously paired devices in the app, but you can't pull connection by just selecting these headphones from the Bluetooth menu. The other way you can wirelessly connect them is through the included BTD 700 dongle. Yes, it has a name.
Yeah. And that dongle, it basically just shows up as another device that these headphones can connect to. And both wirelessly, you can use either with Bluetooth or with the dongle. You can use the mic on these. So you can take phone calls or whatever. That works well. And then we go over to wired. Before we talk about sound quality and all that, let's just talk about what that is.
Yeah.
You have two types of wired connections, the USB Type-C. So audio over USB Type-C, no surprise there. The Momentum did that as well. You can use the microphone also with that. However, with the 3.5 millimeter cable to 2.5, you can use it for audio, but there's no microphone.
Okay.
But you cannot use it when the headphones are powered off.
But we both use Macs.
Yeah.
And we've both used it with the dongle and even wired, paired wirelessly, so over Bluetooth. And there were some audio sync issues.
Even with USB-C.
Oh, wow.
It was very weird.
Yeah, that I did not.
I think maybe the signal chain is very long because of all the audio stuff, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a lag there.
I was disappointed with that.
Yeah.
For this kind of product.
Yeah. You do have a low lag mode on the dongle, and that kind of helps. But it is much better on phones than it is on the Mac. That's kind of weird.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
This is a product that's really geared towards sound. And that's the reason it's not a Momentum product, right?
Yeah.
It's an, what is it, HDB series. So it's a whole different series here. And when we're talking about sound, you get a couple of customization options. You can change the EQ bands in the app. You get a sound check feature and you get a parametric EQ.
Yeah, that last bit is not there on any other Sennheiser product so far. You have to download a new app though. It's the Smart Control Plus app, not the Smart Control app from the other Sennheiser products. No biggie, it works well. No bugs that I saw.
No.
Connectivity was smooth. And it's got dynamic drivers. That's the classic dynamic driver sound, which I really like, maybe because of my heritage of playing in bands and stuff like that. Subjectively, I think it sounds great. I find like the highs, the sibilants bordering on the edge of too spicy. But funnily enough, when I wore my glasses, they didn't sound that. So the treble was affected negatively, whereas without glasses, it was just right.
Okay.
And that's how important, seating is for headphones, whether you're wearing glasses, whether you tighten it well enough, whether it's at the right angle, all those things make a big difference. But the bass and the mid sound really clean, and that customization is god tier.
Nice.
The Bluetooth dongle is a USB-C dongle. You have a button on it as well, which you can use to do many things. Like I said, go into low latency mode, and you get consistent audio quality, across devices. So that's the good thing. Like your iPhone doesn't support aptX adaptive, no problem. Dongle it. Yeah. I just think this should be like a standard.
Yeah, right.
Everybody should do.
Yeah.
The JBL does the puck.
Yeah.
And this does the dongle. I think it's a brilliant idea.
The transmitter. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And then you have mute during phone calls. Using the dongle, you can press the button and it goes into mute. That's nice. You get Auracast multi-streaming. So yeah, it's like a solid piece of kit, this dongle. Then this is a set of ANC headphones.
Yeah, glad they did include it. I was skeptical.
Yeah, I thought it would be like a Edifier Stax thing that there's no ANC,
right?
Just audio.
Yeah. But performance is definitely there. I mean, we've tiered it and it is tier A for ANC performance. So it does a great job at reducing the low end and voices, but not quite tier S, as you still hear a bit of those frequencies let in. There's also an anti-wind feature that you can toggle on in the app. You can set it on max or auto. It does a good job. The wind is not totally gone, but it's definitely very usable because without it, it's horrible. Yeah. And there's also very low white noise in ANC. So that's very impressive.
Yeah, the transparency we were less enthusiastic about. We say it's a tier C. It's a bit of unnatural amplification of the low end, engine sounds and stuff like that. It's a bit
not enjoy it. Yeah.
Bit weird. And voices sounded muffled and suppressed, which is what you want to hear.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the opposite of what you want to hear in transparency. And there's a bit of occlusion and very little bit of white noise as well. So one of the problems with transparency, at least for us in the Netherlands when we're on the bike, is we hear a lot of wind. So what a lot of headphones do is if you put them into like anti-wind mode, they basically turn everything down a little bit.
These are no different.
These are no different, but you can really eliminate the wind noise quite well in transparency. So it's overall like very useful. And unlike other buds, I thought I could hear more in transparency with anti-wind on.
Compared to
other things that have anti-wind,
right?
Where you basically they just kill everything.
It's almost like ANC.
Yeah. So I thought that was good. So I'm happy with that for our use case.
Okay.
But also phone calls.
Phone calls, yeah. So like we just went through the whole list during the connectivity section, right? You can use the onboard mic, whether you use it through Bluetooth, the dongle, or the USB-C cable, and they all worked well for us. Just make sure you don't use it with the analog cable. Now, in terms of call performance, well, have a listen to some samples.
All right, so this is the Sennheiser HDB 630 in quiet conditions. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Noisy conditions about 65 to 70 dB. Let's go. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3. In breezy, windy conditions, this is the wind meter, this is the fan. Let's go. Pop, pop, popsicle, ice, ice, icicle, test, test, testing, 1, 2, 3.
So overall, guys, these are great in quiet conditions. Again, not a difficult condition to do great in. In noisy conditions, you heard the background noise, but the voice was still very clear. So it's more like it's how it would be naturally, right? If I were talking to you in a busy place, I would hear the background noise, but I'd hear you clearly too. So that's how it's very much like. In the window, not very usable. There's just too much wind being piped in and it's not clear anymore.
In the Fuckman controls, you have everything you'd ever need. Answer, hang up, reject, mute.
Nice.
The world's your oyster. But it stays in transparency mode by default. And the normal double tap gesture doesn't work. To switch to ANC transparency, you have to do the pinch gesture.
Okay. Yeah.
ANC. It's kind of weird, but that's where we are. But you also get things like auto answer with the in-ear sensor, which this has. You just wear it and it answers the call. When you take it off during a call, it mutes and it says it out loud as well. You mute it and when you put it back on, it says the mute is off. So it's well done. And they have something called comfort calls, which gives your calls a more natural sound states. And I don't know, can you change the frequency response of your call, Sennheiser? But yeah, that just gives you a bit more.
But incredible for a set of cans that is so geared towards sound. They've also really invested in the calls.
As we talk about this is bringing back memories of the PXC for some reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It had calls, and the PXC 550, if you don't know the Sennheiser old cans, it's kind of giving me that
brought
vibe.
Me into this business.
It's the whole Fuckman vibe.
Yeah. All right. So battery life is very impressive on these cans. 60 hours advertised with ANC on.
Yeah, Sennheiser.
Solid. Yeah. There's also fast charge. So 10 minutes of charge gets you 7 hours of playtime.
And on the internet, I looked around. In terms of high-res playback, you're seeing numbers of 45 hours with ANC on, which is also very solid.
Yeah.
And of course, if you use these with audio over USB Type-C, it's also going to charge, and that's going to affect that in a big way.
Infinite power.
Right. Infinite. So let's get to the three big questions.
Yeah.
The first one, as I was testing these and I was really enjoying these, I was like, holy shit, this is something Apple should have done, because let's be very clear, like Sennheiser is an old audio company. I guess I could call Apple a new audio company because their audio is a huge part of the portfolio now. I mean, Apple can learn from these guys on how to tune sound instead of just futzing about with spatial audio and all that nonsense, trying to sell you stuff. Yeah. They make a very well-built set of cans, I think, the AirPods Max. But if the bass sound was something like this, holy crap.
Yeah.
But next level.
Hey.
Secondly,
how to build headphones.
Comfortable headphones.
Comfortable headphones, yeah. None of that flimsy head canopy and the headband. No, just solid, comfortable headband with a nice divot to distribute the weight. Also, ear cups.
Yeah.
Right, and the weight distribution. They feel, initially, the AirPods Max feel comfortable, but then with longer term use, you really feel the weight. These guys, you don't, right? You move around, it's fine. They're light, they're comfortable. That's how it should be, right? And
now, to not use undergarments for cases. This is like a nice solid case.
Yeah.
Just do this. Don't be too fancy.
No.
Make it look pretty, fine, sure.
Yeah.
But don't mess around with protection.
Yeah.
We need protection. And the dongle, I thought, the BTD 700 that comes with this is a great solution. And that only happened because Apple was forced to adopt USB Type-C, right? Like, imagine if Apple was still on Lightning and these guys made a dongle and then they would have a Lightning adapter and this and that. Apple just needs to adopt standards. Like, it's win-win for them as well. Like, high-res codecs. Why is that not a thing on Apple? Like, they can do high-res and lossless only with the AirPods Max. Why? We have enough codecs to do that stuff, right?
You know why.
or Auracast. Like, it's very anti-consumer sometimes, Apple, even though they can make really great products. So that's my rant about Apple. But the second question I think a lot of you guys have is, are these better than the Momentum 4? And I like the line that you said when you were discussing it.
Yeah. So when I've used this and I was testing it and all of it, I basically said, this is not a Momentum. And you really see that. So, of course, the Momentum 4 is a little bit of an older product right now. So when we tiered their ANC, it was tier B, and these guys are tier A. So they are better. But in terms of transparency, actually, the Momentum was better at tier B, right? So a little bit of a, who's it for, right? That may be a little bit less for sound, more for ANC. Not quite sure where that's going, especially with the Momentum 5 wave, whatever they're going to call it when it comes up. I think they're going to really up the game in the ANC part.
Yeah, and in terms of sound, also it's really clearly not a Momentum. I mean, even like if you go to Sennheiser website, they're showing you 2 frequency responses of one of the Momentum overlaid with the HDB.
Yeah.
And you can see it in our measurements here as well. There's like so much more bass and treble on the Momentum, whereas this is so much more flatter and tending to neutral. So personally, I would always turn down the bass in the Momentum, and I realized like, okay, this is what I was trying to achieve. So that's interesting. Momentum does have EQ and sound check, but no parametric EQ. So they're keeping that for the nicer, newer model. And except for the dongle, you actually get all the other sound options on the Momentum.
Yeah.
And you can buy the dongle for $50, 50 euros at least.
Will it work with the Momentum?
It'll work. In fact, the dongle was released before this product. It's been around for a while.
But when you buy this product, it is included.
It's included in the box. So that's the difference. So if that's really important, you can do that as well.
Yep.
And it's like almost double the price right now, right? The Momentum, you can get 2 Momentums for this.
Yes.
So if you really want that dongle, spend $50 more. You're getting like close to $300, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is $500.
But you're not getting the same tuning, right? So
I'm getting the same tuning, not getting the same sound. I don't know. I think also personally, I never really used the Momentum because it just wasn't comfortable for me. Whereas this one, I feel like they've nailed it.
Yeah.
Like it's not, I don't know, something behind the ear was never comfortable for me.
No.
Momentum. Could be a personal thing. And the question is really like, if you're considering Momentum or, what kind of devices do you have? Are you going to use your iPhone? Are you going to use your PCs? Then the dongle makes much more sense because you're getting better quality audio, right? Which sources do you have? Something to think about. And the Momentum is a more out and about kind of product, feels like, right? It's nicer. It's got that fabric case. It's got tons of colors.
A bit more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more of a fun product.
Fun sound, fun product.
Yeah.
Then the next final question, are these the best ANC headphones right now?
Are they?
Okay. Before that, Sennheiser did loan us these products. They're going back. So thanks to Sennheiser for that. But our biggest support comes from you guys, all these wonderful tested tier members and patrons. And
bigger thanks to our highest tier at the Fuckman tier. Thank you, Rachel, Paula, and Reds Panda.
All right. Coming back to the question of whether these are the best ANC headphones right now.
In general?
No, but there's a lot of you people who comment on our channels. I'm calling all of you guys out.
Yeah.
Only sound matters. ANC doesn't matter. Transparency doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. Only sound matters. For those folks, like I picked this over the Batis any day of the week.
Go.
That is so bulky, and it just feels I feel stupid in it when I go outside with the Focal Batis.
Yeah, you're really attracting it.
Yeah, it's just.
It's also pricier.
It's beautiful and all that. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not my kind of look and feel. Yeah. Whereas these, absolutely.
Yeah.
But why aren't they the perfect ANC headphones?
Yeah, I think one of them, like you probably saw it, right? One of them is calls, improve the wind situation and also how you adjust the ANC and transparency while on a call, right? Maybe add another button. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
and speaking of buttons, right? The volume granularity is not so easy, right? To adjust. So make that easier as well. And ANC and transparency, we get it. If you're reserving that for the Momentum series, maybe makes sense, right? That's from a product management point of view. But that would be nice to see it more on par with the Boses and the Sonys of this world.
Yeah.
Especially the flagship models.
Yeah.
And the case and the foldability situation would be nicer if it was more portable.
No,
right?
It's not a deal breaker necessarily, but that all these things kind of add up where we say, okay, these are not the best ANC headphones, but if sound is your number one priority, I mean, at this price point, there's nothing like it.
No.
Even above this price point, I think there aren't things like it. So that's great. Yeah. If you're not looking like for a colored tuning like Bowers and Wilkins or, AirPods Max, then these are great. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say about that.
Okay. But if you want to know what the best ANC headphones are right now, then check out this video.
And for the best premium wireless earbuds of this year, click here.
Dewey.
Dewey.